Hello, 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 and welcome to English Digest. I'm your new host, Seb.
And I'm Sam.
So, Sam, it's great to be here. I'm very excited to get started with English Digest, especially because we're going to be talking about some very interesting sentences today. We're going to be talking about bears and beauty contests.
Okay.
Not bears in beauty contests, although that would be kind of interesting if that was a thing that we were going to talk about. I certainly would probably watch that on TV, a bear in a beauty contest.
Yes.
But speaking of TV, do you watch any beauty contests?
I remember watching Miss America on television. Yeah, for like only 10 minutes. For me, it's not very interesting. I prefer something with more drama, like America's Next Top Model or RuPaul's Drag Race.
Right. A good bit of reality TV.
Yes.
But there's lots of different kinds of beauty contests on TV, aren't there? Like, especially in the US. In the US, they love beauty contests.
Yeah.
I think one of the more controversial contests are the child beauty contests.
Child beauty contest.
Yes. Have you seen, I think it's called Toddlers and Tiaras.
Yeah?
It's about children in beauty contests, and it's a very controversial
How old
show.
are they?
I think they might be 6 years old. They're very young.
Yeah?
I think it got cancelled because it was such a controversial show. But these things do exist. So there's lots of controversy about them and a lot of controversy about beauty contests in general. But we'll be talking about that in a little bit. First, let's go through to our sentence about mascots and black bears.
Yes. 好的，马上呢，我们来看到我们 Part A 的单句翻译喽。在我们第一个句子呢，它的中文呢就是说，作为台北市吉祥物的熊赞，看起来与台湾黑熊相似。在我们开始翻译之前，我先提醒大家，在这边呢，我们是描述一个事实哦，所以在这个句子里面呢，我们动词时态使用现在简单式来描述就可以喽。
Okay, yes, right. This sentence roughly translates as Bravo, who serves as Taipei City's mascot, resembles a Formosan black bear. Now, we saw the word mascot here. A mascot is a character that is created to represent a place, team, or a group of people. In the West, especially in the US actually, mascots are usually associated with sports teams. They can even appear as cartoons on team merchandise. Those are the products that you buy related to a different team. So
like
maybe like
hoodie.
baseball caps. Yeah, things like that. And sometimes they'll even appear in person to get the crowd cheering during an important game or match. Normally, a team will only have one official mascot, like the one in our example sentence here. Clark, the official mascot of the Chicago Cubs, has been appearing at the team's baseball games since 2014. So there's an example of that one there.
好的，所以呢，看到我们的这个句子哦，他说呢，这个克拉克呢，也就是这个芝加哥小熊队的吉祥物哦，它就叫做克拉克小熊。所以在这边我们看到这个单字吉祥物就是 mascot。那这个句子里面呢，我们用到了一个关系子句的用法哦，是什么样的用法呢？在这边呢是使用这个非限定的用法。非限定跟限定有什么差别呢？以我们这个句子为例哦，因为呢我们熊赞Bravo 是一个专有名词，全世界只有一个熊赞 ，only one Bravo。所以呢，在这边我们是使用这个非限定的，也就是补数的用法咯。那限定用法要怎么看呢 ？OK， 我们看一下子句修饰哦，是不是唯一？比方说，像刚刚我们是唯一的熊赞，所以我们就是使用非限定补数的用法。OK， 那如果说是很多的东西，这个东西并没有特别指定的话，那在这边我们就是一个限定的用法。限定的时候呢，我们是可以使用 that 来代替的了。我们来看一下例句了。我们说呢，我们小组投票选的书，这个书有很多本呢。我们选的书是麦田捕手。OK，the book that our group voted for was The Catcher in the Rye。OK，我们小组投票选出来，因为这个 book 呢指的可能是任何一本书，可能是 Harry Potter， 可能是任何一本书。所以呢，在这边我们就是使用限定的用法 ，which 是可以使用 that 来替代的。回到我们句子里面吉祥物的用法，它呢是一个非限定，只有一个。那注意到呢，这个时候它的这个关系代名词不可以使用 that 来替代，并且呢要用逗号来分开哦。我们看一下这个句子 ，My sister 逗号分开来 Who is 2 years older than me lives in 台中。我姐姐比我大2岁，她住在台中哦。因为呢，我的姐姐只有一个人，在这个句子里面我们表示只有一个人，所以在这边用逗号分开，并且呢，这个关系代名词不可以用 that 代替，我们用 who。OK， 这个呢就是非限定补数的用法，所以呢要分别非限定跟限定呢，我们就是看说子句修饰哦是不是唯一，就可以很清楚咯。
And one of the interesting things about that sentence actually is if we take the commas out, if we say, my sister who is 2 years older than me lives in Taichung, then what we're saying is I have more than one sister. And the one who is 2 years older than me lives in Taichung. Actually, there's one interesting thing worth mentioning about the pronoun who that Sam just used in this sentence. In American English, we always have to use who when starting a restrictive or non-restrictive clause that is modifying a person. So my sister who is 2 years older than me, for example. However, if you're writing in British English, you should know that you can actually use that in its place as well. This was actually something I had a problem with when I started this job, is I kept getting them the wrong way around because I'm British. So for me, that and who, I can use both. But maybe be careful about where you use that because sometimes, certain exams you might take might want you to use American English. So learn the American way first. That's hard for me to say.
OK， 刚刚呢 Seb 就提醒大家喽，在这个英式用法里面呢 that 跟 who 在我们非限定的时候其实呢也是可以互相替代的，但是呢考试的时候注意到呢我们还是记得哦，非限定呢就是它不能够用 that 替代，这样就可以了。 OK， 那另外看到呢在我们句子里面呢，他说我们这个使用在作为什么样的身份，作为的这个用法呢，在例句里面我们就使用了这个动词serve。 OK， 注意到我们是 serve as 什么东西，以什么样的身份。 OK， 比方说我们看一下例句This popular cafe serves as a study space for many of the students around here. OK， 这间人气咖啡厅呢，对这附近的许多学生来说是作为读书的空间。Serve as 什么样的身份，什么样的场所。
Right, we're not talking about serving someone like a waiter serves someone at a cafe. No, this serve is much more like providing a service or playing out a role for something. So we could also say that Bravo's job is to be Taipei's official mascot, or that he is used as Taipei's official mascot. We could also say that Taoyuan International Airport serves as the country's most important airport because lots of planes go in and out of it. And I think of all my foreign friends, whenever we come to Taiwan, we're always arriving in Taoyuan. But moving back to Bravo the bear, we heard that he resembles one of Taiwan's local animals. But how can we use resemble in a sentence? Can you tell us about it, Sam?
Yes, of course. 好，所以呢，这个动词resemble 呢就表示像什么样的人，像什么样的东西哦。后面呢，我们可以直接加上一个名词 resemble 什么人，就是像他，或者是呢，我们可以使用名词的用法，我们可以说 bear a resemblance to 什么东西。OK， 就表示跟后面这个名词是很相像的。注意到呢，我们这边的 bear 是动词哦，它是带有背负着的意思，跟我们刚刚讲的这个黑熊的 bear 名词是不一样的意思哦。OK， 我们看一下例句 The young girl bore a close resemblance to her grandmother's childhood photo. 那名年轻女孩呢，看起来跟她祖母的儿时相片非常相像哦，证明他们是有血缘关系的。那另外一个片语呢 take after 它呢也有相像的意思哦，但通常是描述比方说家人的长相或是个性哦，注意到是家人哦。He takes after his mother. 他跟他的母亲很相像，可能是比方说长得很像，或是个性很像。
Right, so just like the girl bears a resemblance to her grandmother, Bravo looks a lot like a Formosan black bear. There are some other ways that we could say he looks similar to one, though. We could say, when in British English, we could say that he is the spitting image of someone. Now, that's not spit as in to spit on the floor, like we're not spitting, but in the UK, we say someone is the spitting image of someone when they look exactly the same or very, very similar. So he is the spitting image of a Formosan black bear. And if we want to talk about someone in a family who looks a lot like their mum or dad, we could say they are a chip off the old block. That's an idiom we use a lot to mean that a son or daughter looks a lot like their parent. Anyway, our next sentence takes a closer look at these animals, the Formosan black bears, and it looks like we're about to learn a couple of unfortunate facts. So what is happening with the bears?
OK 马上看一下我们第二个要翻译的句子了。在第二个句子里面呢，他就说令许多人遗憾的是，这些熊已沦为人类发展的受害者，并且濒临绝种了。OK， 注意到呢这个句子的时态了，这些熊已经沦为受害者。这个部分呢，因为要表示已经，所以呢，我们使用的是现在完成时，一个已经造成的结果。那濒临绝种的这件事是一个事实哦，所以在这边我们使用现在简单式，请大家特别注意前后两个句子的动词时态咯。
Right, so we could say in English, to many people's regret, these bears have fallen victim to human development and are on the edge of extinction. So human development here means the changes and impact that humans have on their surrounding environment. Often, development is actually a good thing.
Yes.
So when cities are developed, they get better roads, they get hospitals, houses, etc. However, sometimes when we build these things, when we get our new roads, our houses, and our hospitals, we end up vastly altering or changing the natural landscape around us. And when we aren't careful, this can be very bad news for local animals. So our sentence is basically implying that humans have taken away the space that these animals, the Formosan black bears, need in order to live happily. Of course, not everyone is happy about that, and that's why the sentence starts with too many people's regret.Right, Sam?
Yes, OK, 没有错。在这个句子里面呢，一开头我们就说这件事情是令人遗憾的。在我们例句里面呢，他就说 too many people's regret。OK。to 谁的后面呢再加上一个情绪名词哦，这个用法呢就表示令人觉得怎么样的 OK， 这个怎么样的呢是后面让你感觉到的事情，也就是这个情绪名词包含的。比方说呢，像是我们句子里的遗憾啊，或者是失望 disappointment， 或者是惊讶 surprise， 或者是满意 satisfaction 等等哦，这些都是情绪名词。OK， to Stephen's great disappointment, no one remembered his birthday。OK， 让史蒂芬，yeah。让史蒂芬非常失望的是呢，没有人记得他的生日。在这个句子里面呢，我们在情绪名词前面呢加上了 great，OK，to his great disappointment。OK，great 呢就表示非常哦，或者是呢我们也可以把这个所有格前面加上 much。OK，much to one's 后面呢再加上情绪名词，比方说 much to his disappointment，跟我们刚刚讲的 great 修饰位置不太一样，但意思是一样的。
Okay, so now that we've got this structure, I can see why the bears are being described as victims, right?
Yes.
They're being called victims.
OK，victim 这个字哦，就是受害者的意思咯。你在这边呢，可以搭配的是动词 fall victim to， 或者是呢，我们也可以说 be the victim of， 或者 fall prey to。OK， 后面呢，我们可以加上，比方说是一个天灾、一个灾害，或者是呢加害人哦，成为这件事或是这个事件的一个受害人。那注意到呢，在这边看到我们所有的 to 都是介系词哦，所以记得我们后面加上的是名词或者是动名词了。The hiker fell prey to thirst and exhaustion before he could make it to town。在登山客能抵达小镇之前呢，他受到口渴与疲倦所害了。OK， 我们也可以说呢 ，The hiker was the victim of thirst。OK， 他是口渴的一位受害者，因为这个事情而受害了。
And right, another thing to note about pray, actually,
yes.
is that well, firstly, we're talking about pray, P-R-E-Y,
yes.
not pray, P-R-A-Y, which is what you do in a temple.
Yeah.
Pray also has another meaning, the P-R-E-Y. Aside from a victim falling prey to something, we can also use prey as a noun to mean an animal that is hunted by another animal for food. So mice, for example, are cat prey because cats like to eat them. And one other great way that we can use the word prey is we can use it in an idiom, which is prey on someone's mind. Now, when something preys on your mind, just the way that a predator follows its prey and never lets it go, something that preys on your mind is something that you can't stop thinking about because maybe it's obsessed with or you're upset about. So I could say, what Alice said to me at the party last night has really been preying on my mind.OK，
那另外呢，在我们句子里面呢，就看到了这个濒临怎么样，或是快要怎么样的用法哦。在这边呢，我们可以说，比方说 on the edge， 或是 on the verge， 或是 on the brink of something, OK, 是在什么东西的边缘上。看到了我们的 edge, verge 或是 brink 呢，都表示边缘，所以你可以想象你好像就站在这个山的边边快要掉下去了，就表示呢这个事情即将要发生了。We have to continue our research. We are on the brink of a major discovery. OK, 我们必须继续研究了，我们快要有重大的发现了。
Okay, we're going to take a quick break now, and then we'll take a look at our second sentence.
Part 好的，马上呢看到我们Part B 的单句翻译了。在我们第二部分呢，我们要翻译的就是跟选美比赛有关系了。他终于说呢，有些人反对选美比赛，因为选美比赛呢提倡人们需要苗条才能美丽的思想哦。OK， 在这个句子里面呢，先提醒大家，我们是用一个现在简单式来描述选美比赛的状况的这个事实就可以咯。
Some people oppose beauty contests because they promote the idea that people need to be slim to be beautiful. Okay, so at long last we are talking about beauty contests,
Yay.
which there's a lot to say, there's a lot to talk about here. But we could also, before we go into our conversation about beauty contests, let's learn another word. We could also call them beauty pageants,
Yes.
or just pageants. Now, pageant is spelled P-A-G-E-A-N-T-S, pageants. I'm sure if you like RuPaul's Drag Race, then you'll know a lot about pageants.
Yes.
These are types of competitions where people, usually women, compete to impress people with their looks, their talents, and their personalities. Traditionally, beauty contests or pageants were all about women's looks, and they would be expected to wear a number of different outfits or zhuangban. However, thankfully, the world is changing, and people are finally starting to realize that there's a lot more to women than just what they look like.
Yes.
Finally, right? Well, not quite finally, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Some beauty contests are trying to keep up with that. So they're trying to change with the times. And actually, Miss America is one example of that. I think last year they got rid of some of the outfit sections of their competition.
Okay.
One of which was the swimsuit section, which was people found to be quite sexist. And instead, they decided to start placing more emphasis on the contestants' talents and their intelligence. That being said, beauty, or the idea of what makes people beautiful, is still a big part of these competitions. And that's what makes some people so against them. Or they oppose them. We could say they oppose them, right, Sam?
OK, 没有错，在这边我们表达反对呢，我们就可以说 oppose。OK，oppose 呢是一个及物动词后面呢可以直接接上名词或者是动名词也就是你反对的事情你也可以说呢这个 be opposed to。OK， 注意到呢这个 to 是一个介系词，我们后面一样是接名词或是动名词。My friend was opposed to the idea of going for such a long hike。OK， 我朋友反对如此长距离健行的主义。OK， 那其他动词呢，你也可以使用，比方说 object to 或是 disagree 不同意那注意到呢 disagree 后面呢我们是接 on 或是 with 或是 about。OK， 那另外呢还有一个字是 disapprove。disapprove 这个动词呢它也有不同意反对的意思。比方说呢 Estelle's mother disapproves of her friends. She thinks they are shallow and mean. OK， 艾斯戴尔的妈妈不認同她的朋友，因為她認為他們膚淺且刻薄。
It sounds like Estelle is friends with a couple of mean girls. And it sounds like these mean girls, Estelle's friends, might need to win Estelle's mother's approval. Now, when we win someone's approval, we get them to like us or approve of us. Similarly, we could try and win someone's support if we want to convince them to help us, for example. Or we could win their affections if we manage to make them really, really like us. I remember I had to win my parents' support when I wanted to move abroad. I needed to convince them that it was a good idea.
Yes, OK. 好，那继续看到我们的这个句子了。中文里面呢，我们说的提倡推广 OK， 我们呢就可以使用这个及物动词 promote OK。比方说呢 ，This company is promoting the use of environmentally friendly clothing. OK， 这间公司提倡使用的环保服装。那这个字不一定是推广政策或是想法它呢也很常被翻译为推销。比方说呢，我们拍一支广告来 promote the new product 来推销你的新产品来推荐。
Or we could promote someone to a better job as well.
Yes.
Give someone a promotion as well. But there are some other words we could also use to mean promote. We could also talk about someone stimulating a feeling or an idea. And when we stimulate something, we encourage it to happen. We promote a certain feeling or an idea. So another example of that would be this politician's recent speeches have stimulated a feeling of sympathy towards the country's poorest communities.
那在句子里面呢，我们另外也看到了形容身材是苗条的。形容身材苗条的呢，你可以用形容词，比方说 slim 或者是 slender。那或是呢，还有一个字是 thin。OK， 那差别在于呢，这个 slim 跟 slender 呢，它是有一点称赞的意味，表示呢，你身材很苗条。那 thin 呢，它则是一个中性的形容词哦，它没有批评，没有赞美，就是在描述说 ，OK， 你很瘦的这个事实。那另外还有一个单字呢，就是 skinny。skinny 呢，它就有一点是过瘦的了，是骨瘦如柴的。The cat was so skinny that we could count her ribs through her skin。那只猫太瘦了，以至于呢，我们可以从皮肤摸出它的这个肋骨。
Or we could also talk with people, we could talk about them being underweight. That is one word, underweight. And when someone is underweight, it means that they are below a healthy weight. So that's never a good thing. It's quite a scientific term as well. I think that this feeling that slim equals beautiful is a very big problem across the globe. In Western countries and in Asia, we've had this idea for decades now that there is only one beautiful body type, and that's one with a tiny waist. There is some good news, though. In the last few years, we've seen a rise in plus-size models.
Yes.
That's two words, P-L-U-S, and then size is the second word. Plus-size models wear larger clothing sizes, and some big beauty magazines have even put these models on their front covers, which I think personally is a great thing, but it's still going to take quite a long time before society really starts to see bigger body shapes as beautiful. I think we've had such a long time of being told one thing that you can't just have, a couple of magazines and everyone's like, their minds change in an instant. But it is a good start and it's very important too as well. Let's see our next sentence about beauty contests now.
好，在我们的第二个句子呢，他就说观看这些比赛这些比赛指的是我们刚刚讲的选美比赛。这些人呢可能会过度在乎他们的身材，并尝试以极端的方式来减重了。这些句子里面呢，因为我们看到可能会，所以呢在这边我们是使用比方说像 might 啊 can't 这些情态助动词来表达对于这个现在或是未来的推测咯。
So the translation for that would be, those who watch these contests might care too much about their figure and try to lose weight in extreme ways. Right, this is actually one of the biggest points of criticism, or a point of criticism, by the way, is a thing people don't like. It's one of the biggest points of criticism about beauty contests. They can actually cause their fans to develop an unhealthy understanding of their own bodies. Now, we call this body image. That's two words. Body image is how you feel about your own body, whether you're comfortable with it, which means you feel confident, or whether you're uncomfortable with it, which means that you're not feeling confident. We can call this having good body image or bad body image. So that's about how you see your body, not what your body is like. I think many of us go through times when we have had bad body image in the past. I think we might think we've put on weight, we might want more muscles, the list goes on. We want change, we want to be better, more attractive. Often we get these ideas from beauty contests though, and that's one of the big problems, isn't it? And there's one English phrase worth remembering whenever you feel like that, and that is that you are your own worst critic. That basically means that often you're more critical, more negative about yourself than other people are. You think things are worse than they really are. So don't be so hard on yourself.
OK， 好，在这个句子里面最开始我们就说那些什么样的人呢，我们就可以说 those who 或者是呢 people who。注意到呢我们后面是加上复数的动词了，例如句子里面我们看到的 those who watch these contests， 那些看选美比赛的人。那如果要表达任何什么样的人呢，不是指特定属于，是任何什么样的人，我们就可以说 anyone who 或者 whoever。注意到当要表达任何的时候呢，我们后面是加上单数的动词。Whoever comes forward and help us solve the case will get a 10,000 reward. OK， 任何出面并协助我们破案的人将会得到新台币1万元的赏金。注意到了，我们这边是 whoever comes forward and helps us，OK， 注意到它是一个单数的。那这个句子呢，一样你可以用anyone who 来代替 anyone who comes forward，OK， 一样呢是使用单数的动词。那要看比赛的这些人呢，可能会过度在乎自己的身材。在乎呢，在英文里面怎么说呢？我们可以使用片语 care about， 后面再加上你在乎的事情。那提醒大家注意不要跟这个 care for 来搞混了。care for 是表示照顾 ，care for 一同 take care of 或是 look after。OK，I am caring for my cousin's baby boy while she's out of town for work。OK，当我堂姐出城工作的时候，我会照顾她的小孩。OK，所以注意到不要搞混咯。
And we could also, looking at care about, as we saw it in the sentence, we could also talk about someone obsessing about something.
Yes.
And that is when we care too much about it. We're really fixated and we can't stop thinking about it. We're obsessed about a problem. But we also saw the word figure, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
OK, figure 这个字呢，在句子里面我们是翻译为身材哦，它是一个名词。那它常见的搭配用法呢，我们可以说 keep one's figure， 保持苗条的身材 ，keep 谁的身材 ，OK， 或者是呢 lose one's figure，OK， 就是呢变胖了，或者是呢如果你很注意你的身材 watch one's figure，OK，Helen is a fashion model and thus has to watch her figure carefully，OK，海伦呢她是一个时尚模特，因此她需要小心的注意身材。
There's one more structure we need to look at before we end our episode, isn't there?
Yes. 好，所以呢，这些人很在意自己的身材，他们用什么方式来保持呢？以什么样的方式啊？英文呢，我们就可以说 in a 什么样的 way，OK， 什么样的我们就加上形容词哦。例如呢，我们句子里面说用极端的方法 in an extreme way， 或者是呢，我们也可以说 in extreme ways，OK， 或者是呢 in a dangerous way， 用危险的方式。另外呢 way 常见的用法还有这个，我们可以说呢或是的后面呢加上形容词 way， 一个什么样的 way to do something， 或者是 of doing something，OK， 做什么样的事情的什么样的方法。比方说呢 I like the high speed rail， 我很喜欢搭高铁哦。为什么呢？ It's the quickest way of getting to 高雄，因为它是到高雄最快的方法。好的，所以呢这边呢是我们刚刚 Part B 的句子，我们呢休息一下。
Unit 7, Translation. September the 13th. Bravo, who serves as Taipei City's mascot, resembles a Formosan black bear. To many people's regret, these bears have fallen victim to human development and are on the edge of extinction. Some people oppose beauty contests because they promote the idea that people need to be slim to be beautiful. Those who watch these contests might care too much about their figure and try to lose weight in extreme ways. So we saw the phrase extreme ways there, the extreme ways of losing weight, but what are those? Well, those could be eating disorders, actually.
Yes.
So when you don't eat anything at all so you can lose weight, or perhaps you eat a lot and then you purge or vomit to get rid of the food that you've eaten. These are very extreme eating disorders, which are very bad. And this is very unhealthy, and I really wish we had more time to talk about the dangers of dieting and the dangers of eating disorders. But as we don't have time, I want to leave you guys with a little bit of homework. It's a speech called Why Dieting Doesn't Work by a woman called Sandra Armod. That's AAMODT. And you can find that on TED.com, TED.com. You can find it with a full Chinese transcript because some of the English is a little bit tricky. But I highly recommend it to everyone. You can find out a lot about these extreme ways of losing weight and why they don't work and why you need to see your body in a more positive way.
I have to watch this.
Yes. Everyone should watch it. I tell everyone to watch it. But unfortunately, we're all out of time now. So I guess it's time to say goodbye.
Yes.
So we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.